Hey, you wanted to know how to make blackberry jam, so I'm going to go ahead and make you a video. First, you have to pick the blackberries and fill up about a gallon bucket. But as you can see, I have a tag along, and he also enjoys blackberries. This might make filling my bucket a little bit more difficult than if I had left him at home. Let's make jam. What you'll need: your berries and a pan or a bowl to put your clean berries in. Something to mash them with. A potato masher will work, or a biscuit cutter with a handle will work. Just something to mash them up, like that. You'll need a big pot, a spoon, a little pot with a little bit of water, 7 cups of sugar, the same measuring cup that you use to measure the 7 cups of sugar, a pack of ball mason jars or whatever brand you want to get, half pints, and jellies or fruit pectin is what you're looking for, is pectin. 1 pack, 1 box. And in that box is 1 pack, and we'll need that whole pack. Step is to put your washed berries in your pot or pan and start smashing. I've already kind of started doing that because you can see it's a little liquidy. So what you're going to do is just like this, just smash them up. Smash them up until your berries basically look like this. Mostly liquid. There are going to be chunks of berries here and there. You can't smash them all, and that's fine because this is a jam. So until it's mostly a liquid. Once you've done that, take your measuring cup that you measured the sugar with, and you're going to need 5 cups, just like this, 5 cups of berries and juice. 5 cups. Once you've gotten your 5 cups into your pot, go ahead and turn your burner on to about a 7. And wait for this to start to boil. Once it starts to boil, we'll put our pectin in. Meantime, while that's starting to boil, go ahead and get your jars. Take the rings off and the flats off. That's the seals. Try not to touch them. The actual red part of the seal. And take them all off. You've taken all the seals and rings off your jars. Go ahead and put your flats, the seals, inside your little pot of water. Now the water doesn't have to be completely full, just once you get your flats in there, it has to be enough to cover all of the flats. Now that my berries are starting to come to a boil, you can hear it, you can go ahead and open your pack of pectin and just pour it in there, the whole pack. And stir this in very, very well. This pectin is what's going to make your jam gel. So when it gels up, that's giving it the consistency of jam or jelly, because it can be used for both. So just go ahead and stir that in really, really well. Once you've done that, go ahead and let it come back up to a boil. Now that it's boiling, go ahead and add your 7 cups of sugar. And stir that in all the way. Once you believe you've gotten it really well stirred in, just go ahead and leave your spoon in there, let it sit, and it needs to come up to a roaring boil. A boil that you can't stir like this and stir it down. If that's boiled, just go ahead and set your jars out on the stove top or on the counter next to you. You're going to need them. You're also going to need a wet paper towel. I mean, it's not dripping, so just squeeze the excess water out. Wet paper towel. This is a stick with a magnet on the end to pick up my seals without burning my fingers. And some sort of funnel. And this is a mason jar funnel. You can get both of these things at Walmart in a mason jar pack. Also, you're going to need to have your rings handy. The jelly is boiling really well, like I'm stirring it and it's still boiling. That's where you want it. You can even turn it down a little bit if it starts to pop too much, because it can be kind of dangerous. I would know. I've gotten blisters in a matter of seconds having hot jelly land on me. Now that it's boiling, set a timer for 2 minutes. For that 2 minutes, you cannot stop stirring. And if you start to get worried about the popping, just turn the burner down a little bit at a time. Once your timer goes off, you are done cooking the jelly. Go ahead and turn your burner off. And if you can, just kind of slightly take it off the burner. You can even move it onto another part of the stove if you don't have your stuff on there like I do, which I probably should have done. Now that you've taken it off the heat, don't allow it to cool right away. Just kind of stir it, and if you have any film on there, like a froth, go ahead and just discard it into a bowl or something. You don't want that in there. Now take the same measuring cup that you had the sugar and putting the juice in. Go ahead and put your funnel into one of your jars and just start ladling it in. See, that's already about full. So you'll just need to put it at about the first notch. And if you have the same funnel as me, just once it touches the end of the funnel. Then take your rag, wipe off the rim of your jar. This is very important. If there's anything on it at all, your jar won't seal. Then go ahead and get a flat out of your pot. These are hot. Put your ring on. Don't touch the flat on the top. It's very important. It needs to seal by itself. And then just flip it over like that. And set it there. And continue doing the same thing for the rest of your jars. Remember to wipe off the rim. Was when you're tightening your ring onto your jar, just fingertip tightness, as much as your fingers can turn. Don't like put your whole arm into it and tighten as much as you can. Just as much as your fingers can. That's all that needs to happen.